So as we go on in the making of a brand or brand you, remember we're using, like I said, I'm a marketer, so I'm always going back to my marketing model. And we were talking about the manufacturer, when they've done the research about a particular product, they've established the product is solving a particular problem. So they've made it into the things that go in there in the production stage, promotion, the placing of the product, the physical placing of the product once it's been manufactured, in the supermarkets, in convenience stores, where the manufacturer will decide that that's where when they've established, that's where the consumer will be. So when you're talking about the product and what it solves, now tying it to you as a brand, it simply means you need to know what problem, what need you are placed here on earth to solve. What's your purpose? So, because when you're not able to establish your purpose, why are you here on earth? You will just live your life haphazardly. You're just existing. You're just living day by day. There's nothing you're solving, and people who don't have, who are not purpose driven, they lived, they ate, they died. But a person that recognizes, or rather gets to know their purpose in life, they live worthwhile lives. They live lives that are more fulfilling. And so that is why I want us to establish, when you're making yourself into a brand, the first thing that you must answer is what's your purpose? So what need are you solving? What problem were you placed on earth to solve? So that when people see Eva, what problem am I solving? What's my purpose in life? Like for me, being a worshiper or leading worship, I know it. It is the reason that I was placed on earth, because it's one of the things that I do without stress. It's one of the things that I do with slightly more ease than any other thing that I do. So once you establish that, then you're able to work on that gift or work on that talent, so that it can be a blessing to more people, and it also so that it can be a blessing to you as well. So when you're talking about you being the product, so before in the stages of making you into becoming a brand, so you would want to know, are you a luxury product or are you a necessity? Because those are two very different things. So, and it's very easy looking at products in the marketplace. So they are products that in your house you cannot live without. You need cooking oil, you need cleaning detergents. So those are salt, simple things that are necessities in the house. You can't live without, you can do without them. And then there are other things that are luxury. So if when allow me to say, maybe for some people now TVs are necessities, but anyway, so TV is a luxury. It's something that you can live without, you can manage to live without. But food is a necessity, shelter is a necessity. So it is good to establish, when you're making yourself into a brand, are you a brand that is a necessity in people's lives, or are you a luxury? So that way you can know what to work on, how to place yourself and where to place yourself, and such like things. So the other thing that, as we're looking about, still the way I'm going back and forth, to the manufacturer, the other thing, when they've done the product, when you've talked about where you're placing yourself, you will look about the packaging, you will look about promotion. So when you're talking about packaging and promotion, these two are very important. Back to where I was saying about how you're dressed, your appearance, all those say a lot of things. The same way, which it says a lot about a product. So you will find that a product, when the manufacturer has established who is the target consumer and where they will place it, they will definitely think about packaging and promotion. Because one, packaging it is what the consumer will see. Is what the consumer will see before they touch the product. Again, it will also protect the product. The packaging will protect the product before it reaches the hands of the consumer. So it means if it's a product that is coming from very far, the packaging has to be stronger so that it is able to protect to protect the product. You will see like if the item is fragile, there will it will be put in a box. They will put in layers of different stuff so that the product, even if it's moving and it's shaking, it does not break. Then if it's a product that maybe does not break, it's not fragile, it may just be packaged with a little with less expensive stuff. So that is the thing also to establish about you. So if you want people to hold you with value, with high esteem, so it means how you package yourself matters a lot, so that people know how to handle you. You let people know how you want to be treated, how you want to be handled, so that people don't mishandle you. And this is all about how you package yourself. So because people respond to what they see. So if I come into a space and I allow people to treat me anyhowly, one, by how I've packaged myself, how I'm speaking, how I don't want to say, maybe I want to say, I don't really want to say how I'm dressed, or again, maybe because like we said, people will treat you by that first perception of you. So you'll be dressed in a particular way, whether we like it or not. People will respond to you in a certain way. So allow me to use that as an example when you're talking about packaging. So how I want people to treat me, you'll find that there are places that if you appear well groomed, that will hold you. Oh yes sir, yes madam. So the same place you go, and maybe let's say maybe I remove my makeup, I go with my cornrows and slippers and a t-shirt, they will look, what is this person doing here now? And I'm still the same person, maybe having the same capacity to purchase whatever service that they are offering, or even if it's a meal, I'm still able to pay for that meal. But how I've changed my appearance, they will take me differently, and that is just how humans behave. We may want to say, why do you look down on people because they're dressed in a certain way? But it is sort of how our brain is wired to respond to. We are wired to respond in a particular way, whether we like it or not. We might be kind to people who are maybe begging on the streets, dressed in tatters and all. We might be kind because sorry, video ilijaa hapo pengine. So as I was saying, so yes, you might be kind to this person that is you might be kind, you might have a kind nature and all, but we need to establish that in life, people will always look at you in a particular way, judge you, have a perception of you by your appearance. And we may say all these things we say, but at the end of the day, we are human beings, and this is how we are sort of wired to behave. So we'll respond to people that way. So as we go on, that is why when we're talking about the manufacturer, back to our marketing model, the manufacturer, and when he's making the product, when he's packaging the product, the packaging is important. Same to you, you the brand, how you package yourself, how you dress, grooming and such like things are important. So you would want to look at what is going into you, the food you're eating, both physical and spiritual. Are you meditating? Are you exercising? Are you taking care of the product? Are you taking care of yourself? Do you brush your teeth? Do you go for a health checkup regularly, just to establish that you're okay, your body's functioning well? Do you watch what you eat? Do you even do a cleanse to detox, to remove some of the toxins in your body, just to ensure that you are healthy, so that you're able to live a long and fulfilling life? So it is important to look at all those things. So when you're talking about you, the product, and where you place yourself, it is also very important in the same thought line. When you're talking about placing for you, the brand, is about you're placing yourself in loving environments, in nurturing environments, in caring environments. You don't want to place yourself in places where you will be taken advantage of, because some people may have known what your weaknesses are, and they would want to take advantage of you. So it is very important to know when you're talking about placing you, where you allow yourself to be, the spaces you allow yourself to be in. Say you've when you did your SWOT analysis, you got to know, I'm vulnerable to this particular people, so I would want to avoid being in the company of these people because they take advantage of me. Maybe when I take alcohol, I misbehave, so I need to watch out. um then I just want us to think on those lines when you're talking about placing yourself as a brand, and watching what goes into you, because what goes into you always comes out. Like I think there's one of those videos when I'm talking about garbage in, garbage out. So what you eat shows in one way or another, and what you eat, I mean also what you're exposing yourself with, what you're reading. If you're reading, what you're watching will definitely come up in your conversations, because if you're watching maybe just senseless things, that will be your source of information. So you'll go into a space, and when people are waiting to hear something from you, you will say something, and everybody will look at you like, huh? We, uh, yeah, you've been around such people. When they open their mouth, you just want to run away. So you want to ensure that when you're making yourself into a brand, you know what you're saying, you know what you're bringing to the table. And talking about self-worth, and talking about and knowing the value and worth that is within you, you're able to negotiate, you're able to, people will respect you, you command respect. Again, when you're looking about some of these brands that I was talking about, people who made themselves into brands, you respect them because when they open their mouth, they flow wisdom, wisdom just flows out of their mouths. Yes, they're still human beings, and they have their own challenges, and they have their own weaknesses that can at times be visible to many people, again because they're in the public spaces, so we are able to also see some of their weaknesses. But again, it is also good to maybe just stick to the good, and learn from the bad, and not to do them, but also pick from their positive attributes. So as we move on, one of the things that I want us to clearly pick is that when you're making yourself into a brand, it means that, one, as you've established your worth and the value, you also clearly articulate to the people that come into your space how you want them to treat you, how you want to be treated. And this means that you will set a standard across. So you put in your boundaries. My no is no. I don't joke with these. I don't give room to these, because if I give room to this, it gives birth to ABCD, and I don't want to go to that direction. And some of these things that I'm talking about are very progressive. So you will make a mistake once, learn from it, and grow from it. Because mistakes are not necessarily bad, but they need to be things that you learn from, so that I now know what to do and how and what not to do. I know if I eat a particular food, it reacts to me this way. So the next time that food is served, I will say, no, thank you. Milk gives me a running stomach, or it's such like things. I know. Lactose intolerant, I think that's the thing. Okay. So I'm saying all this to just establish that effective product promotion means, one, you eat right and you watch the company you keep. Because say you keep a company, your friends are known thugs. So the minute you try to tell us that you're not a thief, it is very hard for you to prove you're not a thief, because you're associated to people who are known to be thugs. So people will automatically cluster you with the people that they find you with. So when you're becoming a brand, when you're placing yourself in a brand, as I keep saying, it is very important to watch the company you keep, because they say a lot about you. They reflect on the brand you want to make people believe you are, or they affect the kind of brand you want to be in the long run. So as we go on, we want us to quickly move to the next to our next topic. La 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 la. Self-awareness. Yes, we are finally here on self-awareness. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So self-awareness is more or less just a psychological state in which you, the individual, becomes aware of your traits and behavioral patterns. So you're aware of your traits, you're aware of it's a point of truth. It's a point where psychologically you get to a point of where you're honest with yourself. So when a person tells you something about you, it doesn't surprise you. You actually know that is you. That is how you behave. So self-awareness is having holistic, whole information or knowledge, inside information or knowledge about yourself, you the individual. What I've discovered, or what you will discover, is that self-awareness is a journey. From the things that you used to do when you're a child, the things that you were aware of as a child, the information that you're exposed to, as you've grown, as you've interacted with different people, you've become slightly more aware or better aware of yourself than you were at a younger age. And the journey of self-awareness is a path that helps us better know ourselves. Two, as I was talking about, when better know our worth and what we bring to the table. I know I've been using this word a lot, but you will discover that in life, that is what life is all about: knowing yourself, knowing your worth, knowing what you can negotiate with who you are. And then once you're self-aware, you know your triggers. I know that in the topic on emotions, we talked about triggers. You know your triggers. So if then you know your triggers, I will know I'm getting upset. I need to get out of this environment so that I can cool down, so that I don't say words that I might regret. I know to watch my tone. I know how to respond to a person when they are getting angry, how to better deal with it, and such like things. So self-awareness helps you navigate through the emotional turmoils of life, and it also helps you deal with other people when they are going through their emotional outbursts. And when life dishes you a lemon, so which often happens in life, and life is hardly ever one straight line. There are always graphs. Up one season you're up, or one phase of your life you're up, the other one is down. So it is when you're self-aware, you're able to have sort of an equilibrium moment where you're stable emotionally. And I always like to say a person that is self-aware is a good person to be around, because they know themselves. When you're about to make them angry, when they know you're going, the next word out of your mouth is going to make them angry, they will automatically tell you to shut up. They are very assertive. They are assertive because they will tell you, they will quickly take control of that situation before it escalates and it can be salvaged. So that is the importance of being self-aware. So there are two levels of self-awareness. One we call the public self-awareness and the private self-awareness. So starting with the public self-awareness, it is simple. The awareness that emerges when you're in front of people. Say you're giving a presentation, like I'm talking right now. I'm talking to people. So when this video will be going out, being watched by people, and say I'm seated watching it on YouTube, I've shared with a friend. So at the back of my mind, I would be thinking about what the audience was thinking when they saw me talking, what was going in their minds, what were they thinking. Then when you're in that space of public self-awareness, one of the things that it can do, it can cause you to be anxious, because say and like now where it's just me speaking to the camera and to an audience that will watch this later. But there are times when you're doing this real time. So if at the back of my mind I'm fighting within, because the thoughts are coming at me, oh maybe what are those people thinking about you, because I'm talking to people who I'm looking at, or people who are watching me. Say I'm standing on stage or on a podium, So people are watching me. So then I can become anxious to a point where I might forget my lines, or my thought line might get interrupted and such. Like, say if I was singing, I can forget the lyrics, or simply because I've become anxious. And this is because of that public self-awareness. So I'm thinking, because at the back of my mind, you know that people are constantly evaluating you and thinking about you. Am I being authentic? Are people taking what I'm saying seriously? How are people thinking about my dressing? For some, we think, oh, is my for many, maybe did I close my fly, my zipper? You'd be thinking, when I ate those vegetables, did a vegetable get stuck on my tooth? So you can be speaking to people, but at the back of your mind, a lot of thoughts are going on that can make you really anxious. And this particularly happens when you're standing in front of people. That thing is just it's just something that happens to all of us, even the best of us. This happens. This is what gives people butterflies before you see you're anxious. Butterflies before they stand on stage. So one of the things of doing about to sort of counter the negatives of this, being aware that people are looking at you, they are watching you, even as they're keenly listening to you. One is preparing well for, say, you're going to be talking to be given a particular talk. You've done your research, because you always know that at times you may be talking to an audience of like-minded people, of peers. At times you may be giving a talk to people that maybe even know better than you. So you want to make sure that you're giving right information that can be verified. And right now, and now that we have Google, a lot of things that you say can be quickly researched. Someone can say, oh no, you lied, that is not true. So it's good to study that, even as you're standing in front of people or you're speaking to an audience, you seem to know what you're saying so that people can take you seriously. To also help you counter the anxiety that might come with you talking to a particular group. If it's a musician, you've practiced your lines. If it's an instrumentalist, you've practiced well, so you know what you're giving to people.